Warning. Demonic presence threat level 5 entering main laboratory.
Good morning and good night. Thanks again for downloading the Body Snatchers podcast. If you like what you hear today, don't forget to subscribe and comment. So let's get started. Enjoy the show.
Opening the portal now.
You were never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
All right, good morning and good night. Welcome to the Body Snatchers podcast. And before we get started, I want every one of you that are locked up right now, before, during, after the show, whatever you like, head to bodysnatchersmedia.com and check out that Patreon, because, Jake, for $1, you can not only show your love financially, but be in the mix for prizes monthly and quarterly, starting up really, really soon. So for as low as $1, you can help keep the lights on and the ads low while falling into huge free prizes. And if you can't quite do it yet via the apocalypse, I understand. Just share the show, tell a friend. We can call it square this week. We ain't going nowhere. So I'm your host, Steve, not here, along with Jaybird, Twitter at JaybirdWrites. Jay, what's happening?
Oh man, you know, living the dream, the downfall of man and all that.
Buddy, you ain't got a lie to kick it. I know you've been working like 8 days a week.
Yeah, it's been rough. You know, I'm the first line of defense against the corona. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, I sort of did, but tell the audience like vaguely of what you do, because everyone else, they're getting sent home. Not their fault, not anyone's fault to begin with. But you know that they're out of work and they're wondering what to do. While you're part of this group over here, that's I guess you can call them essential.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Especially with this, but I'm pretty much a third-party logistics of Clorox. So I'm the one that's bringing the bleach to the stores and to the, you know, just to the Costco's, all that. So if you need that, I'm where you're getting it from. I'm the plug.
Oh, yeah, you're making that big money, because I've been, you know, we try and contact you, you're either asleep or working. And between all this, man, you're coming up on a lot of people. I mean, you're finding that work.
Oh yeah. Hey, if you need it, I got it. Like, so, you know, but we just pretty much provide, the big thing is wipes right now. Everybody wants the Clorox disinfectant wipes, and definitely keeping me up. But it's cool. I find time for some Animal Crossing and, of course, some Doom. I needs that.
There you go. Did they give you a letter to show the police if you were to drive home
get pulled over?
Like
yes,
that? Yeah.
Yes, they did. And I was like, man, it's come to this.
So I work for a major airline, and they gave us the same kind of letter. So when I was leaving work, I did get pulled over, and they asked for my license or registration, what I was doing, and they asked if I had any an email or something like that, or a letter to show them, and I show them. And he's like, "What do you do at the airport?" And I'm like, "I'm just, I work. I'm an aviation specialist. What do you want me to do?" And he goes, Psh, and he gives me back the letter. He's like, "Have a nice day."
Right. He said, "Get out of here." Essential. My ass.
I'm like, man, I didn't want to tell him. I'm like, hey, they just won't let me stay home. So I don't know what you want me to do, but I have been taking a lot of days off just in case. I've only been working like 1 or 2 days a week, just you know, because I work around a lot of people, more than 10, I can tell you that. So I'm not there as much as I should be, but you know, it's only for a couple weeks, and then I'm probably going back full blast. I can't do this forever, and like a lot of people, you know, we gotta start finding dollar bills on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, that's when it's gonna start getting a little rough for some people. That's one thing I don't got to worry about, because I'm out here grinding.
We all can't get a loan from Jay.
Right. And you know, I got maybe 2 people. Now I'm like, all right, you got your wipes. Get out of here.
Now keep in mind, when Doom Eternal is what we're going to talk about today. When it came out, I got Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing. I was more excited about Animal Crossing, but for some reason, Doom Eternal, well, no, not any reason. I knew Gia and Tino were going to handle Animal Crossing, which was a good show, and me and you were going to handle Doom Eternal. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, let me get some time in it, get it out of the way. For my days from Minecraft, I can sit down 13, 14 hours and play a game. It's nothing to me. It happens like that.
It's just a little light work.
Yeah, you're not moving to me. I didn't even eat, and I did 14 hours the first day, or no, I did about 13 and some change, and then I did about 6 the second day, and then I got in some multiplayer. And Tino, he calls me. He says, "Hey, you know, you don't have to kill yourself to finish a game. You know, just get your thoughts on it. What do you like? You know?" And it happened on accident. I couldn't put this game down. I mean, a lot of people are like, they're just talking shit about it because they say that it's simple, but I think they just got a solid formula down that's not that deep, but I couldn't put it down. And I'm a big first person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just more satisfying than any campaign that I played since I can remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's definitely different. Like you saying, people were complaining about it's too simple, but I love that. I appreciate not having to overthink everything that I do like I would if it was like, you know, a Call of Duty. I'm thinking more so like online, but like, let's say just any other shooter, it's really slow and monotonous. But like, I loved how crazy this got in so many, you know what I mean? Like at a moment notice, it's just like, it's all bad. The music kicks in and it's on. Like,
oh yeah, the music was intense and the action was, you know, fast paced, but you can see what's going on. I mean, it was easy to pick up and hard to put down.
Yeah.
And it's about 20 hours of gameplay. You're going to be dealing a lot with health and ammo. I don't care what difficulty you're playing on. Your health can be at full, and then there's going to be attacks that's going to bring it down a third. And your ammo, just one exchange, your ammo is going to be gone. But they got their ways of dealing around that, which is pretty amazing. Because I didn't play the last Doom game that came out in 2016.
Have you ever played any ones, like any of the older ones?
Well, you know, I'm 30 years old, so you pass by a Doom game, you play a couple levels, and you leave the house. You know what I'm saying? I never finished one from beginning to end, Wolfenstein either. But apparently this isn't meant to be like a retro nostalgia first-person shooter either. It's supposed to be its own thing, which I could see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just asking because Doom holds a special place in my heart personally, because my dad used to play it when I was a wee tot, like back on his Packard Bell computer. Like, do you remember those? Do you realize how old that is?
I do. I was just a lad.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, that was when I was a lowercase J. You know what I mean? So now I'm capital. It's real. But fucking, it was just, it just meant a lot to me just to see it again, and that they brought back a lot of the older aspects in video games that you don't see, like just pickups in general. The way they, like you were saying, you would have to figure out how do you want to kill this guy? Do you need armor? Do you need health? Like, how do you want to try to take this guy out so you can get your pickups or whatever you need? So I loved it. It was cool.
Yeah. It was really complicated at first, in a sense to where it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I played on Nightmare, and then I had to go down when I faced the martyr, but we'll talk about that later. But when you have an exchange with a couple demons, you'll find yourself out of ammo. So it's like, you can't just keep your distance and just blast them away, because you got to make a decision. All right, am I going to need ammo? Am I going to need health? So you do these things called glory kills, which is if they have enough damage on them, they'll start glowing and freaking out. Then you go there and you do a melee, and then he's going to do a little cutscene execution, and then you get health out of that and some ammo if you're lucky. But the cool thing about this is, they have a chainsaw, which is in addition to your melee, and the chainsaw serves one function, to execute the demon, but it also drops mad ammo. Like, for everything you have, ammo just pours out of any demon that hits this chainsaw, which is good. You can only use the chainsaw like 1 or 2 times, but you know, you want to save that chainsaw and save maybe a lesser, weaker demon if you're in a big fight, just to get all that ammo and restock up, because you will run out very, very fast, especially if you're on nightmare mode.
Yeah, but I just think that was a really cool way for them to put a new spin on something as simple as pickups. You know what I mean? Like, they did that really well.
I was very happy with it, and you have a flamethrower on your shoulder too, to where you shoot it off and it spreads to as many demons that are in front of you. And what they do is they drop shield shards that goes towards your shield, but it only happens when you set them on fire. So it's another aspect of the pickup system they got going on. So I think they did that very well, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and that was a new addition. Like they pretty much had the glory kills in the first one, the one from 2016, but the flamethrower that drops the armor pack of shield shards, that's new. And I just love the idea of just switching stuff off, and it reminds me kind of like I don't know if you played Far Cry, but the game overall, it reminded me of Far Cry, not in. You'll see what I'm saying. So let's say it's almost like they got the skills and things that you would see in more third person genres, but they still do them in first person, and it works. Like when you doing the pole vaulting or the climbing and stuff in this game, and Far Cry, you got the stealth takedowns and stuff, and I can yank you from the ledge above me. You see that more in third person games, but they find a way to make it work in first person because you just don't see it that often. You know what I mean? Because you can't see the action. So I don't know if they just steer away from that or what. But
it reminded me of Mirror's Edge. They did a lot of first person.
Oh yeah, that's what that whole thing was like. Yeah, that was cool. I haven't played the newest.
It's kind of hard getting used to, especially when you gotta jump from wall to wall, or you gotta hit this platform and dash. When you can't see your body and you can only look at what's in front of you, it gets a little awkward and weird. But like everything, you get used to it, and then you don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, you like, ooh, that looks a little far. You think I can, you can make it. It's nice though. It's nice. It's real fluid. Like I love just traversing in games. Like that's why I was such a huge fan of Spider-Man. I was playing the Attack on Titan video game for a little bit. I don't know if you ever seen any gameplay of that. I mean, it's pretty cool. It gets pretty tiresome after a while if it's not your thing. Like I'm not super huge into Dynasty Warriors. Like I can play them, but not just endless amounts, because it's just like, all right, I kind of just get tired of just, I don't know. It's just a struggle for me after a while. I don't got the 14 hours in me. You know what I mean? I don't have that Minecraft training yet. I'm not there.
Yeah. I get you. And it's even like the glory kills. I mean, you're only going to see so many animations. I mean, if you go to the side of the demon, the back of the demon, you're jumping on the demon, they have different animations. But, if you play the whole game, you're likely going to get tired of every single one. But that's still like hundreds and hundreds of animations because of all the demons.
Right.
They have to get, like, even from the bottom, if they jump up, it's a different glory kill than if you were to face them. So I feel like that's not a big issue either. You're going to use it as a tool more than you want to experience the actual animation.
Yeah, and that's why, they even have the one rune that you can get to speed it up, just so you're not caught up in that, and it kind of breaks your flow of combat, because once you get going, it's ridiculously smooth. I don't know.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. It reminds me of almost like, I don't know if you ever played Sunset Overdrive, if you've seen that, it's so smooth, it's ridiculous. It's very fast paced. I love it.
It is. And they did very good on, if you're doing a glory kill, you can press a button and you're say in that game, you're 10 feet away from the demon and you can still get that glory kill, which is good because you're getting shot at and clawed at. You may not get to them otherwise. And not only that, during the glory kill, the demons, they can't really touch you or shoot you, which I think is good. Doesn't make any sense logically, but I think
it's
you
a
need
necessity
like
though. Yeah, it's a necessity in this game. Could you imagine if it didn't give you a shield? It would be a wrap.
Oh, and in Nightmare, you wouldn't be able to get any glory kills because it's like a couple shots in the back, you're done. I mean, there was hundreds of times to where I die and I'm like, I don't even know what hit me.
Yeah, and I'm like, with the dash that you get. Before I got it, I'm like, I'm missing something. There is no way they expect me to just deal with this as is. This is ridiculous. And then I got the dash and I was like, okay, I can do something with this. I'm like, because you gotta move.
Oh yeah, and you need the dash to get the extra guys in some levels, so they expect you to go back, which I didn't. I mean, let's talk about the story, because this is officially my first Doom game that I invest myself in and that I beat from front to back, and I figured out an hour in, they expected me to know a lot of the story before I played the game, for like maybe the past game, or maybe there was like a codex I didn't find, but a lot of the story was in the codex, like a lot of the lore, which is fine for some people, but after a while I'm like, all right, that's enough. I'm not reading pages and pages of writing. I feel like that should be told in the gameplay, which they didn't want to do. So no big deal to me, because the gameplay was fun. But if you wanted me to be more attached to the story, then you shouldn't have done it that way. I mean, Codex, and I mean, I remember Gia, me and her used to play Destiny, and she knew all this about the Fallen. And like, I had no idea all this guy's missing arms because he was in prison, or it was a penalty or something. And I'm like, I had no idea. I didn't even know he was missing arms. I thought that's just the way he was. So, you know, and in that sense, the story isn't going to get me, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Slayer was a complete badass.
Yeah. And I mean, I think if they did that, he wouldn't seem as badass. Not that, just because it'll kind of bog everything down. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous, over the top. You know, he's like Duke Nukem, but instead of just talking about kicking ass and chewing bubble gum, it's like, no, my name is Slayer. You call me Slayer. Like, you know what you're here for. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really. I would prefer it this way, so you could either just pick up and play and just melt people with guns. You know what I mean? Like, just go in and just go ridiculous. Or if you want to go deeper, you can know that's always an option. Like, I always try to, if I see it, I'll pick it up, and maybe one day I'll go back. But Doom just isn't one of those games that I'm necessarily worried about the lore or the story. I'm like, I'm here to slay demons. So
no, and in the cutscenes, they you know, you get the impression he's a like a demigod, and he's famous. They've dealt with this motherfucker before, because they've been having all these problems with him, and he's not cooperating, and he's just busting through shit he's not supposed to be busting through.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just, you know, I've played the one from 2016. And I still don't really get what's going on. It's different. It's definitely different. Like, because the first one in 2016, it was almost more like, you know, you was on the Mars base, because I think it's 100 years in the past, because, you know, he kind of sleeps and has his cycles and whatnot. And it was very, it had little to do with the priests and all that aspect that you get in Eternal. It was more so, you know, evil oil drilling corporation. You know what I mean? Like, because they opened up a portal to hell and it was like, oh man, there's this cool little resource we can get from down here. It's awesome. I mean, yeah, you know, a couple demons might slip through every once in a while, but it's cool. But this one is just different. So, I mean, once again, you can just pick up and play it. And if you want to go back, yeah, I'm sure you'll see it in the codex. You can look it up online, obviously, but if it's not, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't stress about not knowing what's going on. It's just point and kill. It's very simple. So
yeah. So speaking of simple, you can get overwhelmed. Most of the demons are easy to beat. They all got their little gimmicks. You know, the big fat demon. You hit his cannons, you knock him off his arms, then he has to run at you. I was on Nightmare up until this scene to where he's retrieving this guy's mind in this cyborg. And I don't know if you got to this yet, but I messaged the podcast group saying that I don't know if I'm be able to beat this, and I found out I can lower my difficulty. There's a guy called the Martyr, and he's a defensive powerhouse. And the way you guys heard it at the beginning of the show, that was him talking. He comes out of a portal and he just talks to the Slayer, not like a rabid demon, but he's very cool and collective. He's very confident. And he feels like he has dominion over the Slayer, and the Slayer takes the robot and he throws it in the portal, because he was about to go back to his ship. So he throws it in the portal, and the portal closes, and then he squares up the Martyr. And I'm like, oh man, here we go. and then the description of this guy, here it is. I got it right here. It says, stand too close, he uses his shotgun. Stand too far away, he throws projectiles. Keep him at mid-range. Counter his attack when his eyes flash green. His eyes flash green, half a second.
Right. You said you got to be quick.
You got to be quick. It's half a second, and then you got to get him in his attack. Otherwise, he blocks your shots. Every every other like shot you have, he'll just block it. He has a shield. He throws up. There's nothing you can do. And if you go too far, he sends this wolf made of fire. And the wolf is zigzag and he's hard and he gets a bite on you. And not only that, to top this guy off, he's resistant to super weapons.
He said, "No, I'm eating that."
Any big bang gun, he just doesn't care. So this guy is probably one of the hardest people I ever faced in a first person shooter. And it's not like a big like hard to shoot gimmick monster. He's just a plain hard aggressive character.
Yeah, and so did you and you turned down your difficulty like after you fought him a couple times, then you turned it down?
Yeah, I put in a good hour because the way I see it is I'm only getting better if I keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I eventually just started getting worse.
Okay, and then you just get frustrated, and then I understand that. I was just trying to see
because I thought about it. There's maybe 20 opportunities that you have to avoid his attack, and you may get one in there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his attacks on Nightmare takes almost all your health and leaves you a little bit. So they'll spawn demons in there so that you can get some more ammo or get some health. But like if you run, he's throwing these axes at you, and this wolf is chasing you.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to get a glory kill to get any kind of health out of these demons. And not only that, they give you good health, but his attacks still murk you. Like there's really nothing you can do. So I lowered it a little bit, and it still took me a while, but I still got him.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 games that I could really think of, because this is definitely one of them. I didn't even get that far. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to tell you how early I turned it down because I'm embarrassed, but that's not what this is about. And so I'm like, oh no, this isn't going to work for me, because I couldn't deep dive into it. It's trying times right now, so I'm like, I'll just jump in and out. But like I've played Dante's Inferno. I don't know if you ever heard of that game.
Yeah, I did.
I played that, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of like it's going to be like God of War or something. I'll go right in on hard. I got it. Like, it's cool. I was like, oh no, I made a huge mistake. Like, so it's definitely just one of those games that is like, oh no, you do not want that smoke. I commend you, man. I commend you for getting as deep as you did on Nightmare, because
And there was another one. There was like ultra hardcore or something. I didn't even look at it. I'm like, no, I didn't even look at it. Your own, like the recoil from the gun will probably damage you.
Yeah, it's
I'm
rough,
not even
man.
bothered.
It's rough. But the next time I go through, because I'll play it again. I'll try to get all the secrets and stuff, because it's real big on that too. Like going around trying to find the extra, mods for your guns and stuff like that. You can power up your armor or your health and all that. So I definitely want to go around and pick that up, and then I'll double back and I'll give them what they want. But until then, I don't want no smoke.
But yeah, I finished the game. The ending was pretty satisfying. I'm not going to give nothing away, but big boss battle, gory, powerful stuff. Did you do the online at all?
I dabbled. I've dabbled slightly. I would say that it feels doomish compared to the first one multiplayer, because in the first one, I know that it was 2 separate teams that were working on like the core game and the online aspect. So it was just like TDM, you know what I mean? So people was like, this is kind of random, and
Right.
But at least with this one, you get it still feels Doom, but just online. You know what I mean?
Right. One of the game designers were on Rogan about a week ago, I guess. And he was very confident up until they started talking about the online play.
Mm-hmm.
And traditional shooters have, squad gaming. My side against your side. It's shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Be that as it may, you might have a capture the flag or control, something like that. The games that aren't just death matches. But he said there is no 1-on-1, 6-on-6, 4-on-4. It's a 2-on-1, and that wasn't received very well.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it works is you have 2 demons and 1 slayer, and if you just do quick play, you can either be on the team or you can be by yourself. and it's just as it sounds. You're a slayer. You gotta kill these two demons, or you're two demons, and you gotta work together to kill this slayer.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of a game where that actually was well received, like the one versus, excuse me, the one versus like two or more other players online. Like I guess the hunting games, like they be like the scary movie characters.
Yeah, I heard Jason did it.
Yeah. So I know.
For Friday the
Okay,
13th
so that's a good one. Okay, but I'm trying to think because I know like Evolve that didn't do too well. I don't think. I can't think of another one, but I'm trying to think of like a real successful version of a one versus many that just did well that you really hear about. You know what I mean?
Well, when I read about it, it reminded me of Left 4 Dead Online, which is they have rounds. One round you'll be on four on four. You'll be humans this round. Did you win or lose? All right, whatever. Next round you're gonna be the zombies. The smoker and the hunter and the boomer. You get to be whatever zombie you want to be.
Yeah.
And then, all right, that's a win for you. Now you're back to the humans. I thought it was like that, but when you go in a game and you're the slayer for that entire match, round for round. It's the same with the demons, and you get to customize them. Their abilities you get to tweak a little bit. Same with the slayer, so that's kind of cool. But man, I'm sure they didn't know about it, or if they did, there was nothing they can do. But if you're going against Warzone right now, you can't expect this to for people to be like, hey, I'm getting off Call of Duty, I'm gonna play that new Doom online. All right, well, you got a squad with you. I think you could bring like one person to be like your demon partner. If you want to be the slayer, you're alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not only that, that's just three people you can bring with you. So I would say at max you can bring just one more person with you, and you can't even be slayers together.
Right.
So I think this is a single player multiplayer online, if that makes sense. But I don't think they ever expected this multiplayer to have any kind of life.
No, I don't want to say any type of life, but I think it's just so people could just say that they did it. You know what I mean? Because if they didn't have it at all, a lot of people would just be like, what type of game is this? I'm done. You know what I mean? Just like off top. If there's no multiplayer, like I'm done. And you wouldn't. I guess it just doesn't seem like Doom. You're supposed to be the one man. You're the slayer. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to just come in. It's just you versus a legion of monsters and just ridiculousness. You know what I mean?
But you had the opportunity. Say like you did just have slayers, and it was like a 4-on-4, a 6-on-6. You could mock the layout they have for Halo, all those games. And you know what? It would probably be really good. It would be a fast-paced shooter, shotguns. You find them around, plasma guns. The hands. When they have a power-up in the game where you get this little orb, and then your hands get on fire, and it's just like melee wrestling moves to everybody. They could have done something like that, and I have read that they might implement that. But if Doom did okay. Right. I mean, on Steam, I heard that it was up to 100,000 people playing it. So they do have the money. If they want to tweak multiplayer or put a new mode in there, they got to do it really quick.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, I just don't think that if you're playing Doom, you're like, I'm trying to play this multiplayer. Like, I just don't think that that's what that is. And if they did do that, it'll definitely help for the longevity of the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know. It just doesn't really seem like that was their focus. You know what I mean? I just think it really came down to.
I think they took a risk. Like maybe people who like single player games, they don't like doing the multiplayer. Well, maybe this is a multiplayer more suited to them.
Exactly.
If you're by yourself, you just want to hang out, no mic, no nothing. You put some music on, you can go on the multiplayer and you can do the 1v2, and you can choose just to be the slayer. You don't ever have to be the demons, and you can just keep playing that by yourself.
Yeah. See, so that's an angle that I didn't even think about, but it definitely makes sense. And you talking about turning music on, the Doom's music. I don't usually when games like this, like if it's just over the top chaos and madness, like I would kick some music on, but I don't have to with this. The metal, it hits right. You know what I mean?
It hits when it's supposed to, when stuff kicks off. That's why that one scene that I had to turn the difficulty down, it was just so hyped because of the music. He was so aggressive. He was, he dominated the match for like an hour.
Yeah. So since you ran through it, and did you ever turn it back up from Nightmare, or you just kept it on Hurt Me Plenty?
I kept it on below that. What is that, like medium, normal? I kept it on normal because
okay.
one I wanted to have it done for the show in case there was something that really rubbed me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I couldn't put it down.
Right, because it's good. It's like, I did get caught up in Animal Crossing, but that's just because it was given to me as a gift, and I was like, "Oh man, neat!" And I had no idea, so it was a surprise. So I just dug into that. But like, do you see yourself playing through it again?
No, sir.
No, you're done. All right, now is that just because that's just your style, or it didn't hit right for you?
Well, we'll see. It was fun, but I don't see myself starting from the beginning and really getting a lot out of it my second run. I mean, most games have like a game plus or like a harder difficulty. I have no interest in going to a harder difficulty. I have no interest of unlocking like cheat codes or skins or anything like that. I got the story. I did one playthrough because a lot of it was like, all right, I gotta take a little break, like a 5-minute break right now because I just been getting my shit kicked in and there's nothing I can do about it.
There's absolutely nothing you can do.
Yeah, I was getting straight punished. So it's like, if I'm gonna do that again, I don't know. I need to put in time in Animal Crossing too because all my friends are playing it. Other than the smoke I'm giving out in Smash Bros, I'm a walking, talking smoke machine. So I haven't really had a lot of time to play Animal Crossing, especially at work because people just come at me. So.
Right, it's like, come on, man, be an adult. He's like, no thanks.
I had one guy come up to me. His name was Jimmy, and he bet me $20 that he could beat me in a 2-character elimination. And what that is you pick a character, I pick a character, you do best 2 out of 3. Loser moves on to their second character, and then you do a best 2 out of 3. And when you're out of characters, you lose.
Okay. Look, that sounds like some high stakes games, man. Like, ooh.
Oh yeah, everyone was surrounded. It was amazing. I murked him with Crom. Little Mac fell in the second round, but I murked him with Crom.
Look, it sounds like your game has evolved, man. I don't remember them being your characters the last time we played.
I used to play with Marth,
yeah,
but the problem with Marth is he takes too long to get back to the stage. So while he's in the air, people are just looking at him, ready to knock him out of the sky.
Okay, he said he's a little too floaty for my taste these days.
Right, Crom, I force fall. So if I'm falling, I go down and I go in.
Look at you. Oh, yeah, you know what? I want the smoke. We gotta set that up.
buddy, just let me know. Just let me know.
But yeah, so what? Then afterwards, he was just like, "Hey, man, I don't know, man. You ain't tell me you was a pro, man, or what?" He was.
Well, he said something like $50 and 3 characters. He says I don't have a third character. I'm like, man, I don't think I'm gonna need a third character. That's the thing. But yeah, going back to Doom, it's definitely a great game. It's not gonna win any awards probably, but it looked awesome, it sounded awesome, and it was fun to play. And I think that's what you need in the game.
Yeah, and it was a good time for it to come out. Like in the midst of all this, you just need something sometimes you just gotta rip some demons' armors off to just get you right, just to get me through the day. Right.
And for all I know, that's why I may be doing so well. But
yeah.
I mean, if you were thinking about spending $60 on this, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and that goes back to just the pickup and playability of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can not even really be into games like that and pick this up. You definitely gonna want to turn that difficulty down. I can tell you that. But
tutorials are poison, and you need to teach people how to play within the game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I would recommend it. You know what I mean? Maybe if you want to wait to catch it on sale, I wouldn't be mad. you know, but but it is, you know, I'm still having a blast with it. So, you know, at this point, I say that I would run through it again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but because, you know, I just know there's a lot of secrets and stuff out there. It's a lot of little things I can find, and I want to just try it out. You know, it's been a while for me since I've been able to deep dive into something. And this is something I can just pick up and deep dive and not really be like, all right, what was I doing? How was I? Because some games, if you have to step away for a little bit, you know, a week or two, and it's bad. You get back, you like, what? Like, who are these people? You know what I mean? It's like, but,
right, you forget to play.
Yeah. But this, you know, I know what it is.
Right, and so I got that the next day. I'm like, all right, well, I got to use my flamethrower. I got to watch my ammo. I got to watch my health. That's a big thing. You got to watch your ammo and health. So that's like, you got demons and you got to do this puzzle, but what's your ammo and health doing? What's going on with that? And that was, you know, that's a big deal with the shooter. And it's like, all right, it does get a little stressful because you get to this boss and now you don't have the ammo, or there's no way you can regenerate your health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just appreciate the in your face of it. You know, you gotta be pushing. You gotta dip, dive, duck, and dodge your way through hell and back.
Yeah, but in closing, it's a great game. I'm not gonna replay it because it's a single player game. I usually don't. That's just me. Once I got the story, I got the game, I got the ending, I got the middle. That's good enough for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't dwell. We mustn't dwell.
Right. I mean, I'm at this point, I say I might dabble. I say that I could very well be lying to you. So I'll let you know. I'll let you know in a week or two.
Oh yeah. Let me know if you actually bail. That'd be interesting.
Oh, I'll be sick. No.
ain't no shame in bailing. If a game doesn't got you, it doesn't got you. You got to move on to something else. That's the same with relationships. If you ain't got nothing going on, it's time to go. That's what Uncle Steve told you.
Right? Look, you heard it here first, people. Get out of there.
All right. That's it for us. One more time, bodysnatchersmedia.com. Get on the Patreon train because we are your favorite podcast. So put your pennies where your mouth is and take a look around. So for me and Jay, tell someone you love them. Take care.
All right, guys. Peace.